So the good news is I ended up getting, like, about a month or so ago, my doctor tried um, a new medication to try to slow down my nervous system because I have two nervous system health issues, and it went by pretty okay. Um, there were some concerns about like two other medications, but those medications I had already like come down off of because their side effects were just not too good. So my doctor actually worked with me, and he ended up giving me a patch version, which didn't even know there was a patch version of. And long story short, um, so it's really helped. It's really helped. And so, mind you, so I have autonomic dysfunction and I have epilepsy, right? So, and whenever I try to explain my illness to the neurologist defaults to the POTS doctor, which is the autonomic dysfunction doctor. And then I don't know what's going on there. I guess maybe it's just been like such a heavy caseload because I've noticed his wait list to see him has just gotten substantially longer since COVID. It used to just be like 6 months to see him, which was pretty normal. You had to see him like at least once a year. And now it's like a whole year and a half. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like a bunch of chaos. But they just keep trying to play with the pills. They keep just saying water or salt, and I would just tell them like, hey, this isn't fixing my other symptoms. So case in point, um, I could not have caffeine like anymore. Like if I had drunk any heavy caffeine thing and I didn't add anything to it or anything like that, or something to buffer it, it would make my symptoms worse and I'd pass out or feel like I was gonna pass out, which some people with my illness would get. Or eating. I was gaining so much weight. I had actually gotten fatter than what I was in pregnancy for the second time carrying a child, like all the way. Because it was like my blood sugar wasn't right, so it would stabilize. Now, mind you, I'm trying to explain this to the people, but they just keep blowing it off. Like, just drink more water, just have more salt. The crazy thing is, this is a mental health doctor because blacking out is terrifying and it's stressful, it's anxiety, and I just hit my breaking point with it. And so I'm talking to him, and so he decides to try something different, drastic, and he just looks into it because apparently there are different variants of POTS, and it looks like mine is just from a nervous system working entirely too fast. Because he's like, there's no way you should have had epilepsy before and it just go away. Like, that's not how it's supposed to work. And then how it just came back again after me being pregnant again, not really supposed to happen. And a bunch of other stuff. He was just like, we could just try this, just on a whim. It was really kind of like a gamble, but what did we have to lose, right? Like, at this point, I done tried everything else. And so, yeah, it ended up working. Just have to be mindful because it can lower my blood pressure. But it worked out fine. And when I tell you, like, I'm finally starting to lose weight because I can now go without eating, I don't have to snack all the time. Like, I've already lost 3 inches off my waist simply because I don't have to snack all the time to keep from passing out. Already, it's only been like 2 months maybe. I already don't have to do that. I can actually have something caffeinated, and the only thing that happens is my heart will race a little bit, but I won't actually pass out. Like, there are already differences, and I've only been on medicine for like maybe like a month, I believe, or so. 2 months, I think. So now I'm on the patch version. So yeah, all I can tell you is it means a lot to me because it's been a very long journey, a lot of dismissive doctors, and to be honest, it's really heartbreaking that a mental health doctor is the one that was like, oh, try this. Not the neurologist, not the cardiologist, not, and these are like specialists in their field, and they're nice, they're good doctors, they do listen. I don't know if stuff is just getting watered down in the mix. Like maybe their cases are just too high. Cause I just I think my biggest issue is I just couldn't get them to communicate. Like for some reason, I literally called the neurologist up and the their representative, because like I said, it's usually not the doctor themselves, would be like, oh, wouldn't be like, actually told me, oh, there's no reason for the neurologist to have to talk to the cardiologist. And I'm like, no, in this case, they really might have to talk because these medications are, blah, 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 and the symptoms can mirror each other, and this is whatever. So, anyway, long story short, we ended up, the medicine that I didn't even name the medicine, it was like clonidine. It helped me. We're looking at possibly trying something else. We just have to wait until I see the other specialist. Most likely going to be the autonomic dysfunction doctor. Whenever that appointment comes up, I'm hoping he'll reach out to the mental health doctor to see if, like, maybe we should go more down that avenue of just seeing what we can do to slow down my nervous system, like to calm it down, to, or whatever. Or even if it's just stay this way and I can just come off of some of maybe the other medications, you know, because the other stuff, what, maybe it wasn't as necessary, but it's complicated because it's layered and you don't know what really came first. Which is how it was explained to me. Like mental health issues can make physical issues worse, but physical issues can cause mental issues, and now you just have like a cycle and they're feeding on each other. So you don't really know how to address it. So either way, like, yeah, it's good. Like whether it, like, I'm just glad to see some progress, something. My clothes are looser, my mind like is sharper. I still have to be careful because it's not a cure. Like if I still get up, especially the lower I am, like closer to the ground, and I get up, head still light, still dizzy. I'm still gonna need the IVs and the saline solutions. Like that stuff is still needed in there, but just to the extreme of what it was is kind of dialed back. And I'm still gonna have to see a doctor about like other stuff, like the pains that I feel on the inside, like internal. I have to see an internal medicine doctor just to see like why my body's always in pain, why I can't seem to digest food properly. That's been an issue. Like my body literally went haywire. Like once your nervous system decides, like it means it. But at least somebody was willing to take that risk and be like, let's just try something different and let's see about putting this and this together, instead of just saying something like, oh, this doesn't concern me. I've done what I need to do to cover my area. You just need to figure it out with that doctor. You know, like someone was actually trying to put two and two together, because it is somebody's life, and it's not as simple as just saying, oh, this person's just simply got anxiety, or this person just simply has that. You know, doctors should care. It is somebody's life. And honestly, it is kind of a complicated situation, because it's simple, but it's complicated, because it is like when I try to look myself up to just be like, oh, like who else has this, so that I can see like what maybe they did to get better. I have yet to run into anyone else that's like, oh yeah, I have epilepsy and I have autonomic dysfunction. Usually they just have one or the other. I've only seen one, but they usually don't have both. So that makes it like the blind, the blind leading the blind. So it's a little complicated. So just for someone to take a little bit more time and not just be like, meh, like, you know, for someone just to be a little bit concerned and not be like, oh, you know, good luck to you and your people is I don't know, my mental health doctor will just never really know what his effort really meant to me. He'll never really know. He'll never really know. Like I tried to explain it in so many words, but I was like, because I was just like, I'm so appreciative, but I was just like, I told him, I was like, I've had so many ER visits. I've seen so many cardiologists because you had to see them while waiting to see the specialist. And then I had to do the neurologist stuff. And then they didn't even really let me know I had epilepsy because at first they just made it seem like, oh, your brain's just kind of firing off, you know? Like I had just to try to, they kind of blew off certain concerns. I had to actually write a formal letter and submit that into my chart just to get it. Like, I was like, you have no idea. Like, and like, like, it was just crazy. It was crazy. So I had to go through a lot of layers of doctors just for someone to be like, oh yeah, your stuff's just moving too fast. You might need to try a medicine like this to dial it back. Several years of my life gone, and a mental health doctor is the one that was like, I'll give you the time of day and actually look to see what we could possibly try.